Today is Sunday, February 21, 2016, and the title of this rant will be A Closer Look at Bernie and His Chances. Obviously, he lost the Nevada caucus by about 5 percentage points. Of course, at one time, Hillary was up by 40 percentage points a couple months ago. But as they say in sports, a win is a win is a win. So, and of course, what had been said, not said as much before, and it's almost like the media was bumping up Bernie to such an extent that they wanted to have him continue to be in the race so that they'd have more to talk about. But I guess that's the way that goes, because we knew even before the caucus, the Nevada caucus, that Hillary could run the table once it came to the Super Tuesday, which is 9 days from today. They knew all that, but they weren't hyping all that. It was sort of offhandedly mentioned just a little bit. But maybe it's time to take a closer look at Bernie and what his chances really are. And just a quick thing on Bernie. I mean, when you look at him, he's an older gentleman. He looks old. He's got that iconoclastic, curmudgeon type of appeal. He's always been an outlier, so to speak. He's never been part of what do you want to call it? He's never been a part of a leadership in terms of the Democratic Party, because he caucused with the Democrats, but he had always considered himself a socialist, which basically helped him in a lot of ways, because he could always go for whatever stance he felt was best all the way through, and he didn't have to pay the price of being part of the Democratic, being a part of the Democratic team. And as I said, he was not a part of the Democratic leadership in any way, shape, or form. And I just want to take a second to talk about leadership. Now, he has shown extraordinary leadership in bringing about his following, which has been tremendous. But as I said, he was never part of the leadership much in the House, when he was in the House for 10 years or more, I believe. He's been in the Senate for 12 years, I believe, or 14 years. And, to move up in the leadership, it doesn't make any difference what organization it's in. I remember when they had the police union, presidents talking, and they, when Black Lives Matter was talking about indiscriminate killings of blacks, I mean, they came down forcefully and hard for their members. Now, I'm not saying I agreed with every point, but they came down forcefully and hard. So they moved up in the ranks because they were the best of the best when it came to be representing those people. And that's the same as it is in every industry. And of course, what we see on the Republican side, that Rubio is showing the most of being, let's just say, a team player, because he's willing to represent the establishment to the greatest extent possible right now. And we will see a huge push by the establishment against Trump. But Bernie has not been a part of that leadership, so he hasn't been able to take a lot of the credit for stuff that might have gone well, or the blame for stuff. And this has been one of the things that has hurt him, as we look at where he's going from here and what his chances are, which I say right now are not good. If we look just at the endorsements, 12 Democratic governors have endorsed Bernie, and there's only like 22 or so, I think, maybe 24. No, 22 probably. 39 Democratic senators have endorsed Bernie. 173 Democratic representatives have endorsed Bernie. Yes, he has gotten many endorsements, but if you look at that, just from let's just again call it the team players, the established, and I know that Bernie's players, we don't want to deal with the establishment. We want to get rid of the establishment. But you got to be part of something to get things done, because in politics, everything, you got to fight for every single inch that you get. If you can get 10 feet, you get it. If you got to take 2 inches, you get it. If you're not going to even get nothing, you got to fold and walk away and and hope for a better day and find a better way to win. Just like in football, just like in basketball, just like in baseball. But you got to fight day in and day out. And, how would Bernie work with all of those people that were, let's just say, part of the establishment if he became president? Because I remember Carter came in, he was going to change everything. They didn't like what he was doing. And because he was so much more of a corporatist, so to speak, than the stronger Democratic wing of the Democratic Party that was going on in the mid-'70s. And of course, Clinton had to do a little triangulation when he was in there because, he was getting such pushback from the Republicans, and he needed to triangulate a little bit. And of course, Barack, I remember again that, Barack wanted to play nicey-nicey at times with the Republicans. They weren't going to have anything of it. He went against the grain to many of the Democrats. And, it came to bite him in the ass. And he should have known that from the beginning, but he didn't. But again, what would Bernie really be like if he was able to get in there, and how would things go? Because there's going to be a Republican House, and nothing's going to get really done unless you can find some common ground or something so overwhelming that it can get passed. So you got to work with everyone to do it. And it just reminds me of one other thing is, politics is a dirty game. You got to play team ball to win. Yeah, you have to know your role. You have to know when you have to bite the bullet, because sometimes you have to bite the bullet for the team. And Bernie hasn't shown any of that. And that would be a big thing if he were to be elected president. Now, again, just to reiterate, it looks like Hillary, Bernie even said in his concession speech that he was looking forward to Super Tuesday, which means he's already conceded South Carolina. And right now, it looks like on Super Tuesday that, 9 of the 12, Hillary's way ahead. I believe on 6 or 7 of them, she's showing a 99% chance of winning. So she could run the table here pretty quickly. Bernie has fought a good fight. He's been on the outside from the whole time. He's picked up a tremendous following, which I really applaud him for. He has gone after exceptionally progressive liberal views, which again, I applaud him for. And I would like to see all of those who are feeling the burn to come over to Hillary when it's time to come over and fight with the same enthusiasm, because whether you would agree with her or not, what changes that she can make, she will need your help doing that. And the question is, will you be willing to do that if that time comes in the near future?